Hey Capricorn, welcome to Tourmaline Tarot. We are going to do your October read, and we're going to see what's going on. Wanted to wait until Mercury was all the way out of retrograde, even if we're in shadow, but you know, all my tech stuff went wonky. Also, if this is yours, you'll know it. If it's not yours, you'll also know it. So, you know. Let's see, Capricorn, October. What do we got going on here? 1, 2, and 3. There we go. You know what? It wasn't clean. I want one more. Give me one more good one. Oh, there it is. You know a good shuffle. You know a good shuffle when you feel it. All right, give it a cut. Let's get into a 9 card. All right. So we're kicking it off with the Hierophant in the one corner. Page of Wands is at the center of it. There's a couple majors here that are like, yo, Capricorn means business in October. At the center, you have Page of Wands. There is kind of an enthusiasm, a sort of optimistic, like, woohoo vibe that's going on for you. So that is an enjoyable thing, but it's also very in control. Like, you're not completely going off the rails on anything. But I feel like something gives way that allows you to be like, oh, I gotta, whoo. You kind of get a clean slate that, like I said, allows you to kind of like do more stuff. Because in the corners you have Hierophant, 6 of Swords, 5 of Wands, and Strength. You could be holding out for this being able to kind of move away. You might have been the one that was like, staying on top of your commitments, stuff that you felt obligated to. You know, with this Hierophant energy, you could have had contracts that were still in play. That could be work, that could be social stuff. It could literally be like soul contracts. I usually don't lean into that, but there is a very like feeling obligated vibe with the Hierophant and the Strength with the 6 of Swords. It's like, can we wrap it up? Because I feel like that was actually 5 of Wands. That was the kind of conflict. You were like, come on. Because in this room, we have the Hierophant, the World, and the 5 of Wands. You want something to be done. You know, you're like, can this, all right. It's like, you know, you're on stage accepting an award, and you're like, can you start playing the music so I can leave? So then we have the Tower, the Page of Wands, and the Emperor. I feel like something happens or closes out, or something that, I'm not saying it's perceived as bad, but it is a shakeup. And other people might see it as bad, but you kind of like, you're like, woohoo! Yeah. Because with the Emperor being down here, you are able to kind of take the reins back on something, which is a nice feeling, you know, feeling like you're back in the driver's seat. You're not just, you know, going with the flow, and especially when it's other people's flow on top of that. So with this 6 of Swords, you get to kind of bounce on something, but positively. I feel like you leave whatever it is on good terms, because I feel like something has played itself out. You know, you've kind of gone through as much as you can with this, or as far as you can with something. But when that 6 of Swords happens, you have the Judgment and Strength. Whatever you were doing back here informs where you're going now. So it wasn't like for nothing. You get to get Judgment and Strength, and it's almost like it reinforces that, yes, we're doing this. Yes, I'm going this way. So Hierophant, Tower, 6 of Swords, you know, like we said, commitments kind of wrapping up. Things are kind of clear in the deck. You're able to kind of go to calmer waters. So whatever this Tower is, I feel like you kind of take it in stride. Unscathed even, potentially. Then you have the World, Page of Wands, and Judgment. You're like, it's done. Woohoo, let's go. And then 5 of Wands, Emperor, and Strength. There could be something about the situation that you really are kind of putting on, not a front per se, but you're keeping like stoic about it, or you're keeping in control of how you actually feel about it. Like, you know what I mean? There's not a lot of like, you know, advertising that you think something sucks or something isn't as good as you know, you're just kind of keeping that to yourself, which is good. So let's see, what is this Page of Wands about? It almost feels really good, like it's a nice shift, like you can breathe again almost. Page of Wands. Not seeing a lot of relationship-y stuff, not a lot of cup things, but it could apply to relationships, work, just general relationships. Like I mentioned, the whole soul contract business with the Hierophant thing. You have the Page of Wands, then you have the Knight of Wands. Like, let's go. I think you're ready to take action. Like, you've been sitting on this for a little bit. So with this Knight of Wands, I do just want more on him. All right, just one. Just one. That was too many even for me. Let's see. Four of Cups. I feel like any kind of illusions are gone. You know, I feel like you've already experienced any kind of disappointment that could come along because you wanted this to wrap up. So it's almost like you don't want to go back there. Or you've seen how things were or work out and you're not doing that again. So that's a nice shift. Like I said, with Judgment and Strength there, it kind of backs it up where you're like, I'm not doing that again. So what does Capricorn get into with this Judgment and Strength card? What is the next, like, thing for Capricorn? Give me the next thing for Capricorn, please. Thank you. It's like, say the magic word. Queen of Wands. So we also have the Page, the Knight, and the Queen. You actually get to do stuff. You have the latitude to do it. I also feel like Queen of Wands, you know, she's a looker, and it doesn't have to be the gender, but there is a quality that is that leadership quality that, you know, even if it's not direct leadership, like people are taking notice. Like, people are like, what's up, Capricorn? You're like, hi. What about this? Exactly. Queen of Swords. I don't know. There's like a nice taking control energy here. You're very decisive. You might be really good with finding solutions or having the answers when stuff comes up. Or you're the one that, like, doesn't freeze when stuff throws down. You're like, let's go. I'm on it. Give me one more on this. Queen of Wands, Queen of Swords. What are we talking about? Two of Cups. If it is relationships, I think you probably met your match. You know, somebody who's kind of like on par with you, the one who doesn't freeze when stuff happens, or the one who is like, no, like, here's what we're doing, here's where we're going. But also with the Two of Cups, there is being able to balance. There's that duality of, you know, being able to pour the cups out, back and forth, etc. You know, and the reciprocity too. If it's not a relationship directly, like love, if you think about work or you think about family or any other kind of relationships, if you're not getting what you give, like, where's the balance in that? Where's the Two of Cuppiness in that? So I think that is going your way because a lot of more things are clicking. Give me something on this World. That's drawing me. World and the Hierophant together. Let's talk about that. World and Hierophant together. What? That is too much even for me, but King of Wands is on top. Just pointing that out. So, death, change. I don't really know how much more blatant we can get. If we are talking October, this could be happening more at the end of the month since death is Scorpio. Also, the Tower I do associate with Scorpio as well. So this is probably maybe more towards the end of the month. Excuse me. There's like a building. You can kind of see the stuff lining up. And I know I say the Tower is like an unexpected type thing, but I feel you kind of already know. Like with the Hierophant in the World, it's kind of like, yes, this is not going to be a thing. So Tower and Six of Swords. I actually want to clarify those together. What is that about? We have Ace of Swords. Excuse me. Clarity, truth, etc. Things kind of like opening up. And listen, I can't even like talk about it. I want to see what this Emperor is about. Actually, before I get ahead of myself here, Ace of Swords. What is like the truth part, the clarity part? What is that regarding? Four of Swords. Someone could not be feeling it. You know, Four of Swords is like, I need a break, I need a nap. I'm not into this. Also, it could be someone's not carrying their weight. And it doesn't have to be because they're lazy or anything in particular. It could be because there's a medical condition, and I'm not giving medical advice on any level because I'm not a doctor. But Four of Swords usually indicates there could be some kind of physical thing that is not allowing for things to happen. Also, you have an ace and a 4, which is a 5, which is that kind of conflicty energy in the first place. And then you have the 5 of Wands down here. Now, I would like Emperor and the Strength. I would like to see... Oh, that was the 10 of Pentacles. It wanted to go, but it didn't commit. I think overall, that's where you're headed. King of Swords and Lovers, all right? We got some air sign business here. That is Aries and Leo. You know, I mean, you got Taurus as well. You got a couple, you got like, you know, signs going on. I don't really think it's about the signs. I think it's about decisions and being decisive while you're making those decisions, which sounds kind of duh, but if you do have people that are kind of, I don't necessarily think competing is the right word. Maybe people who are trying to get your attention, you know, like, you know how they call it peacocking, where it's like, you know, check out my feathers, and, you know, like, birds bring other birds shiny rocks. I would love if someone brought me a shiny rock. Yeah, somebody could be doing that around you. But once again, it comes down to decisions, you know, and whether or not you're going to partake in something or not. But I feel like you have your own plan. And it's almost like you find the people that are going to get on board with you versus the ones who are like dragging feet in some way. Because it's kind of, it's wrapped up. It's like, I don't feel like doing this anymore. So, going on to the Oracle, what are we talking about here for Capricorn? We have the stork in the book. Knowledge comes out that makes things kind of change. Sometimes it's a physical move, but storks go to where things are better when they migrate. So you could be just kind of going to where stuff is better. And it's a celebratory vibe, because here's the wine, right? You get to actually maybe let loose a little bit. Also, the only caution with that is watch for if you're doing stuff that's kind of like the comfort food stuff, or you're doing things that are just kind of surface level just to make you feel better. Because here's the rose. It's worth it. It's beautiful, but there's also thorns. So there will be some little hiccups along the way here. And then, let's see. Yeah, here's the dog. You will find the people who are supposed to be around you. But that's always kind of changing. There's a shift. There's a shift in you that's bringing in a new phase of people, of associations, of situations that will put you in that path. You know what I mean? Because I think you are going to find out with the letter and the cats. The cats is the superficial stuff. The dogs are the ride or die kind of vibe. I love cats personally, but you know when you're petting them and then suddenly they're like, I'm done, and then they claw the heck out of you. It's kind of like that. You kind of realize like who's like that, what is like that. And you're not really bringing it out. Now, give me one more on this coffin here. Yeah, you're going to find out who's the shady people. If something has been bugging you, listen to it. If your intuition's like, ding, 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 Capricorn, listen to me, pay attention to that. Now, let's see. For the Crystal Oracle deck, we have Zincite, which is delightful. It's energizing, stimulating, and motivating. So, an influx of energy is on the way. Life, and particularly relations with others, will seem brighter, lighter, and more energized. Yes. Okay, Capricorn, that is what I have for October, and I'll talk to you later.